God in the Constitution, and then there's number 10, leaving all the rest of the powers to be determined to the states to make, but really we know the Bill of Rights puts most of power to the people. It's not a perfectly free nation, but these give us a foundation. It's the first 10 amendments.
Tenth Amendment, you'd have babies with the 10th Amendment. Let's look at the words and then we can talk it out. Here are the words.
The powers not delegated to the United States by the Constitution, nor prohibited by it to the states, are reserved to the states respectively or to the people.
So there's the Reserved Powers Amendment. In terms of a mnemonic device, sometimes I'll think of the 10th Amendment as being the last seat in the Bill of Rights, thinking that it's reserved, it's saved for somebody. But basically what this means is that if it's not in the Constitution, if you can't find the power in the delegated portion of the Constitution, which mostly is Article 1, Section 8, which lists congressional powers, then if we don't give it to the federal government, then it gets kicked to the states. Very simple examples would be something like marriage laws or the DMV dealing with driver's licenses. Those are dealt at the state level. Education is basically a reserved powers. Of course, this gets muddied when we start looking at other parts of the Constitution, like the 14th Amendment, which guarantees states treat its citizens equally. So if you're talking about marriage and gay marriage, certainly marriage is a reserved power. The 10th Amendment kicks that to the states, but the states can't deny equal protection, and of course that's a very muddled, weird argument that you can have down in the comments below. An easy way to think of this if you're a kid and you're trying to wrap your head around what reserved powers is to think of it this way. If your parents made notice that they were going to put everything they could tell you to do on the fridge, and they put up there they could set your curfew, and they put on the fridge that they could I don't know, decide what color the house is going to be, where you're going to go on vacation, what food you're going to cook for dinner. Those would be delegated powers, powers given to your parents, and you probably wouldn't have a problem with that. But if it wasn't on the list, let's say, for instance, what posters you could put up in your bedroom, you would make the presumption that that was reserved for you to make up your mind. And that's the concept. So the 10th Amendment limits the power of the federal government by giving that power to the states